Hello, dear students of class 7, and welcome to yet another online class of general knowledge. Dear children, today we will be doing the 16th lesson from your GK book, Real Heroes. Now, dear children, how will you define the word hero? How will you know what is hero? Who is a hero? Right? We have our film actors and actresses, right, who dress up so charming, who look terrific, who look beautiful, who look handsome, right, who look better than they are supposed to be. Correct or not? Not only that, they are seen performing unimaginable stunts, action sequences in the movie. They sing, they dance, right? But can you call them heroes? Can you call them heroes? Right? In my opinion, now this is my personal opinion, they are entertainers. They are entertainers, not heroes. You see, hero, or here I like to use the word protagonist because hero implies masculinity. Hero implies that only male can rise up to the moment. It's not so. We all know that females also have equal footing when it comes to being a good person. Hence, I'll use the word protagonist here. So, protagonist, or in your simple words, hero, can be anybody who is ready to do good for the society. Like same entertainers, when they rise up to the occasion, like there has been a natural disaster and all these entertainers come forward, come together and provide, donations for their through their concerts and all, or when these people do some charity work, correct, these people rise up to the mantle of hero. So that means even you and me, common folks like us, can rise up to the occasion and be the hero. But being a hero requires two things. First things first, you need to be selfless. Selfless means you cannot think about yourself. Being a hero requires being in the service of others. Being in the service of others. And most importantly, when you are in service of others, when you are doing good work for others, when you are rising up to the occasion and helping others out, you should not be a fame seeker. That's the second requirement of being a hero. Not a fame seeker. As a hero, you cannot be a fame seeker. Fame seeker meaning the one who runs after name and fame. Nowadays, you might have noticed most of the people, they engage in charity work only when there are cameras around. Only when there are people who will capture their great feat on cameras and publish it in newspaper, show it on television, or give a shout out on social media. Right? And many people will be there on commenting, good job sir, well done sir, keep it up sir, stuff like that. So if you are going to be a hero, if you are going to rise up for the poor, first thing you need to do is forget fame seeking. You see, dear children, India is filled with examples of people who have been engaged in selfless service. Understood? They have been doing great work. They have been doing work which has benefited thousands and thousands of poor and unfortunate people in our country. And these are the people whose name don't ring a bell on our tongues. Their name never lands on our tongue because we don't know about them. Because these are not the kind of people who do their charity work when there are cameras around, when there are media people around. They simply do the charity work and they let it be. Okay, like there is a saying in Hindi, neki kar darya mein dal. Neki kar darya mein dal. It means do a good deed and forget it. Do a good deed, do a great deed, and forget it. So you see, when people rise up to the occasion, when people rise up to the moment and do some good deed, right, without caring about whether they will get name and fame out of it or not, whether they will get the desire, what you call, publicity or not, these people fall under the term hero. Understood? These people fall under the term real heroes. Understood? You don't have to be an Avenger or a DC character or a Dark Horse comic character for that. It means you don't need to have an armor, you don't need to have a shield, you don't need to have a hammer, right? You don't need a super strength, super vision. All you need is a heart which beats for others and a soul which is seeking self-satisfaction through service to others, not seeking name and fame. Because that, dear children, would be showing off. That, dear children, would be, showing to people that yes, I will do the good work, but only when cameras are around. And that kind of name and fame, dear children, is fleeting. Okay, it's time bound. Today or tomorrow people will see through your act, and after that, no matter how much charity you do, no matter how much good work you do, people will not recognize it, even if you do it for real. Even if you do it for real. So today, dear children, in this particular chapter, we will be covering about the 3 real heroes of our country. Okay, they are kind of great personalities, and yet they are so humble, right? Their names we will be reading for the first time, and yet they have contributed towards the development of this country in big way, in a big way. So let us begin. Okay, we have number 1 here. He is a former IAS. IAS meaning Indian Administrative Service. Remember this full form. Former IAS, Indian Administrative Service officer. In a serious road accident, his right femur meaning thigh bone, okay, was broken into many pieces. Luckily, the doctors were able to save him and his leg. This experience inspired him to form Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti in Jaipur in 1975. It is now the largest organization for the handicapped in the world for providing artificial limbs, popularly known as Jaipur Foot, free of cost. He was awarded Padma Bhushan by President of India in 2008. So this particular great personality was actually a former, means before becoming a great person like this, he was an IAS officer, Indian Administrative Services officer. Now, there was an accident, okay, he suffered an accident where his thigh bone was broken into many pieces, okay, not the joint but the thigh bone. Now, by the grace of God and luck, the doctors were able to save him. The doctors were able to save his leg. But he had an epiphany, he had an enlightenment. Maybe he thought that I was lucky enough to be safe and survive. But there are many people who suffer from road accidents, lose their legs, and they don't have sufficient money to get proper medical treatment. Forget proper medical treatment, once their leg is gone, they can't even have it replaced with artificial limbs, because back in those days artificial limbs used to be imported from outside, and they were very, very costly. And I'm talking about 1975-1974 time period, okay? So he formed Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahayata Samiti in Jaipur to help the poor people. And today it is one of the largest relief providing organizations in India, which provides artificial limbs. These artificial limbs or artificial legs are popularly known as Jaipur Foot, free of cost. Free of cost. Artificial limbs are prepared, made, and provided to people who have lost their legs or lost their hands in road accidents. Okay, they are popularly known as Jaipur Foot. I think you can understand why they are called Jaipur Foot, because the organization itself operates from Jaipur. It was set up there in 1975. Now, for his services, he was awarded Padma Bhushan by President of India in 2008. And dear children, his name, the name of this person in particular is D.R. Mehta. You see, it's not doctor, okay? Okay? It's just D.R. Mehta. D.R. Mehta. Next you have, he was born in 1943 in an affluent family meaning rich and influential family. He saw the inhuman practice of scavenging, lifting human excreta in buckets on head, and decided to abolish this inhuman practice. Okay, now one day, now back in the day, and even it's true that still today in many parts of our country, there are poor and unfortunate people who are forced to carry human excreta, human fecal matter. They have to carry in the buckets on their head and take it from one place to another, especially the one we people call from the sweeper caste, you know. Actually, there is no such thing. Okay, personally I don't believe in caste system, but this is one of the common terms used, and sadly few of these people still in some parts of our country are forced to carry such human excreta in bucket on the head and go from one place to another. When this particular person saw it, he decided to stop this human practice. Of course, it's inhuman. It's beyond human imagination that someone has to carry human excreta in a bucket on the head. He founded the Sulabh International Social Service Organization in 1970. He is now the icon of sanitation and social reform. In fact, he was hailed by Narendra Modi himself during his, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. He invented and developed a low-cost toilet technology for complete recycling and using human excreta. In this technology, biogas is produced, which is used for cooking, lighting, as manure for fuel. Now, he developed a low-cost toilet system where human excreta will be quickly transformed to biogas, and that biogas was used for domestic purposes, cooking, heating, lighting and all that. Right? This way, no one will ever have to carry human excreta out, because there won't be any human excreta, it will be converted to biogas. And for this particular feat, he is what one can consider a real hero, because his work saved thousands and thousands of people from humiliation, right, from doing such a dirty work. He is the first person in India who constructed more than 7,500 public toilets. Okay, he is the first person who constructed more than 7,500 public toilets, and his name is number 2, Bindeshwar Pathak. Bindeshwar Pathak. Okay, his name is Bindeshwar Pathak. Now number 3, he in his 30s used to stand on the footpath opposite to the famous Tata Cancer Hospital in Mumbai and see cancer patients and their relatives coming from distant places. Some of them were poor, unaware and uneducated. He thought of doing something for them. He rented his own hotel that was doing good business and raised money. From these funds, he started providing free meals to cancer patients and their relatives who visited Tata Cancer Hospital. Okay, it's a very popular hospital. People from all over the country visit there for cancer treatments. Now, cancer treatment in itself is very costly. And on top of that, most of the people who visit there were uneducated, or they were unaware. They did not know what to do, where to go. So this particular person, he, using the funds from his hotel, using the revenue from his hotel, he started providing free meals for the patients as well as the relatives going there. The patients undergoing severe chemotherapy session were given turmeric milk. Okay, now patients who were undergoing chemotherapy, radiation treatment to treat cancer, he provided them with turmeric milk. He started supplying free medicines to the needy. He started a toy bank to provide toys to young kids suffering from cancer. He founded the Jeevan Jyoti Cancer Relief and Care Trust. This particular person, he not only worked for the patients, their relatives, but he even helped young children. Cancer treatment can be very painful, can be very isolating, can be very degenerative. So he started a toy bank and started providing free toys to small children. So his name is number 3, Harchand Savla. You had D.R. Mehta, Bindeshwar Pathak and Harchand Savla. You see these 3 names, right? Before this, many of us had not heard also. But today, we know about them and we know that they are the real example of selfless service. So these are the people who fall under the category of real heroes. Having said that, I'll end the lesson here. You'll go through the video and you will write everything that you have learned about these people from the video itself. For your help, I'll be providing you the clip of the pic. Alright.